soon. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Dream Team chat. We're so glad that you guys are here. This is our second Dream Team chat of August, right? Yeah, of August. And it is back in normal routine of every Tuesday night. So thank you all for joining us. And we've got a treat for y'all tonight. Like, truly one of my favorite people. Like, I met her on the cruise and just adore her so much. Chantel is going to be joining us and talking about sponsoring, which is literally what our entire month of August is focused on, is sponsoring, because our incentive requires it, our business requires it, we should be requiring it of ourselves to grow our teams. So we really want to put a heavy focus on sponsoring, and we want you guys to hear from not just me and Alex. We want you to hear from people on our teams who are doing it. We want you to hear from other leaders who are doing it, which is why we share things on the team page from other leaders, and why YouTube and the Sensi World Wide Web is completely open to anybody who wants to go and explore, because we may not have the answer that works great for you when it comes to sponsoring. And so you might have to go out and find that on your own, and we want to open the door to that. But we do have some really incredible sponsors right here on our True Life team. And so we're so grateful for Chantel for joining us tonight. And so before we get to her though, we were talking about how do we kind of step into this. And today I had like a huge, not aha moment, but I had like a breakthrough in my mindset the last couple of days after doing, after stepping out of my own like comfort zone, my own burnout, or a standstill, I guess, when it comes to networking. And so I'm going to lead into Chantel's sponsoring tips by talking about what the preface of sponsoring needs to be, which is networking, right? Which is growing the circles of people that you are surrounded by. And that in this business, literally, it was built on parties. This is a party planning business. If you are new here, maybe you've never heard that. If you've been here a while, maybe you've heard it before and you're like, what does that even mean, right? I'm sure you guys have seen pictures, or you know somebody who used to sell Tupperware back in the day, or Avon or Mary Kay or other companies, right? And you see them sitting around a living room or at a table and talking about their products. Super like old school way of partying. But the truth of the matter is that our business was built on that model, because smelling is believing. Okay. What really sets apart our products is the fact that people can not only tangibly hold it, but fragrance evokes emotions. And so when you get fragrance under people's noses, when you are standing in front of somebody talking about a scent and they get to smell it and they get to experience it, Scentsy becomes an experience. And so the fact that this business was built almost 20 years ago, you guys, on fragrance and sitting in front of somebody and letting them smell our scents is incredible. And we need to take advantage of the fact that not only is that still an amazing way to network, but it also, people still want to do that. Okay. I think that for a time we talked ourselves into saying, people just don't want to do parties anymore. But I can tell you that that's not true. I can tell you that I have done my own research and I've asked people if they want to book parties. And sometimes people have legit reasons why they don't want to. But the fact of the matter is that people either are not asking, or we're not presenting what parties can look like nowadays versus what they look like back then. And we're not presenting it to them in the right way. Okay. So I'm kind of going to just talk a little bit about what I did and what my shift in mindset was. And only because I want you guys to understand, like I said, that in order to step into sponsoring, we have to surround ourselves with groups of people that are constantly new and that we have access to, and that they're getting to know, like, and trust us, and we are building relationship with. Okay, so the same, I was saying in my live earlier that, you know, I've been doing this for almost 6 years now, and I've moved to a different state almost a year and a half ago. And so I have very quickly realized that my customer group who I had in California or who I'm growing here, either the customer group in which I'm trying to pull new recruits out of is very, very small, right? Because majority of the people who are going to join have already joined. And so I'm waiting for those plants, those seeds that I've watered over here to grow into something. And then I'm still trying to meet new people here, but I wanted to do it more organically. So I was just kind of like getting to know people. But y'all, it's been almost a year and a half. Now it's time for me to actually put myself out there and do what new consultants do. And that's the mindset that I kind of want you guys to go into. I want you to think about when you were a new consultant. For some of you, that wasn't that long ago. For a lot of you, that was a while ago, right? But when you stepped into, when you hit that join button and you said, okay, I'm going to do this, you were given some ways that you can really launch your business. And you were given some pretty simple tasks on how to do that. And it included having a launch party. It included booking parties. It included reaching out to new customers, branding yourself, talking to people, right? And so I'm going to ask you to step back into that mindset and do the same thing and do things that new consultants do, which is be excited about their business and be ashamed to tell anybody, not be ashamed to tell anybody about it. Right. And so what I did is I posted on my local moms group, 2 different ones, and I did 2 different kinds of posts, and I posted different pictures and they were completely different contexts. Right. But the message was the same. Because I'm new to my town, I feel very comfortable in saying that I want to meet new people. I want new friends. I want to be able to have different groups of friends here like I did in my other hometown. And so my goal is to build relationships. My goal is friendship. But the beautiful part of it is that in those posts, I am being very forthcoming with, yes, I want friends, but I also have a business that I'm running and I want to share that with them. And I want to not only share that with them, but I want to give them as much of my products, as much free Scentsy as possible. And so I'm upfront with my intentions, but I am not shy about asking or saying what I need. Right. And so in those 2 posts, I posted them on our Facebook page. You can go see the examples, the wording, everything that I use. But I posted that on my 2 different moms groups and basically saying, hey, I want friends that I can hang out with on the weekends. I've got open weekends through October and I want to give away as much free Scentsy as possible. Who's down to do this with me? Who's down to gather some girlfriends and have a girls' night? I can bring the Scentsy, I can bring the snacks, and we can hang out. This is who I am. This is what I love. Who wants to be my friend, right? And I'm sure if you're a part of a mom group, you've seen those posts where they're like, hi, I'm new here. I've got 2 kids. Who wants to come be my friend? I'm 30. I love this. I love that, right? Okay. I'm basically doing the same thing, but I'm inserting my business. Why? Because I'm unashamed of the products that we sell. And frankly, I need new circles. I need new people. I want more eyes on my business. And so in doing that, was it scary? Yes. Was a little nerve-wracking? Yeah, because I didn't want to be perceived as like the crazy Scentsy girl and here's the MLM like haters and blah. But the reality of it is they're not paying my bills. Okay. And I've got big dreams and they cannot be held down by opinions that I don't even hear or see that are just made up in my mind. Right. So I needed to take that step and make an effort to put my name out there. And let me tell y'all what happened. Okay. I posted the first one a couple days ago and then the other one yesterday. I don't even remember now, but within 5 days, of making those posts, I have booked 2 home parties. Okay. I have a handful of women in my messenger who I'm talking to, building relationships with. I've added them on Facebook. Like we're talking about other stuff and that's fine. But I've booked 2 home parties, 1 Facebook party, 1 event, right, with one of my best customers. She opened a bakery and she's doing like this after hours thing. And she wants me to come and bring Scentsy. Okay. So 1 event. And I had a join conversation with one of those people who saw the post, commented on it. We go to church together. She said that she wanted to buy, but doesn't have the money. I offered the opportunity and she's joining next week. And that join conversation happened before 9 a.m. this morning. Okay. From those 2 posts. And I have other parties in the works. Okay. So the thing is that when you put yourself out there, when you go for the no, when you ask people to book parties, the worst thing that can happen is they say no. Or actually for me, the worst thing that can happen is they leave me on red. Because a no is not that bad. At least they answered me. I can work with a no. Okay, we'll figure it out. The worst thing in my opinion is being left on red. But you know what? It's not the end of the world. Okay. I leave people on red all the time, completely by accident. I do it. I'm not going to make excuses for anybody else, but the reality of it is, y'all, we have to keep going. We cannot be held down by the no's or the being left on red or the no, not right now, or any of that, right? We have to step into this season of our business, right? The ability to earn a freaking trip to Hawaii. We have to step into that knowing that we are worthy of it, first of all, that we are capable of earning it, and that it's going to take us getting out of our dang comfort zones in order to earn it. Because doing what you did 3 months ago to try to earn this last incentive is not going to get you where you want to be in 6 months on the beach of Hawaii. Like, I have to be very honest with you. That was a precursor. That was to get you like warmed up, but you're going to have to push yourself even more. Okay. And that's what these little tiny incentives are made for. But the reality of it is most people struggle with sponsoring. Most people struggle with bringing on new people. And the problem is that they either say that they've asked everybody, which is not true. I know you have not asked everybody. Okay. Or they're afraid to ask, or they don't know how to ask. And it's really great because this month we're talking about it. You're going to hear from a couple of our own consultants who are going to tell you how they ask and what they do. But those are just excuses. Those are just excuses. And so I'm coming from a position of, when you feel like that your pool of people that you could potentially bring on to your team is low and it's dry, then it's time for you to put yourself with some new people. It's time for you to network. Okay. And it's going to require you getting out of your comfort zone. It's going to require you to do some new things. Actually, also what I did tonight is I went to my meet the teacher night for 2 of my kids. And I went to the PTO table. I don't have an interest in joining PTO. God bless those who do. But I went to the PTO table and I said, hi, who do I need to talk to about doing a fundraiser? And so we chatted. I got her number, and I don't know what that's going to look like, but did I do something that I've never done before? Am I talking about fundraisers, which I typically stay very much in my lane with fundraisers? Yes, I am. Why? Because I need new people. I need new networks, not just for sponsoring purposes, for customer purposes, for friend purposes, right? I need new customers. Your customer should be revolving doors. And when I say revolving doors, you're going to have some customers who fall off, but you're also going to hopefully have a lot of customers who become teammates, right? So you have to constantly be cycling in new customers, new people. And that's usually how it starts. I say new customers, but I also am quick to turn around people. This lady who I talked to this morning had the join conversation. She's never bought from me before, but I turned her potential customer into a consultant. Why? Why even? I don't want to waste any time. Just be a consultant. You're short on money. Scentsy sounds like a really good solution for that, right? So the preface to sponsoring has to be networking. You have to be willing to meet new people. We have to be willing to grow our network, plain and simple. You're going to have to do the things that you said, I don't really need to do that. Or, I did that in the beginning, but people don't want to do that anymore. That's not true. That's not true. People do want to have home parties. People do need to do fundraisers. And that's the other thing that I want to mention. If home parties are not your jam, if you truly are like, wow, my people just don't want to party, okay, then go find yourself a vendor event. Okay, then go find yourself a fundraiser, because there are things in your community that need money. Okay, or there are events that are happening near you that you can go and involve yourself in. You have to be able to network with people. And this is a learned skill. Okay, it doesn't come naturally to everybody. It's going to take some practice. It's going to take some learning how to bring it up, or step out of your comfort zone. But frankly, making a social media post on a mom's group is not that hard, right? We can all do that. So that felt like preaching, but it was meant to be encouragement. Because I want you guys to be excited about this. And I will add, I talked about this a lot on my live. So if you didn't see my live today, go back and watch it, just for content's sake, because I've really slimmed it down here. But I want to just add this. Whether you're scared, it feels out of your comfort zone, whether this pumps you up, whatever, I just want to say, for a handful of people that I see here did not attend SFR. Okay. And for people who have never been to an SFR before, the momentum and the fire and the desire and the intentional focus you have on your business after SFR, there is nothing like that, except for, in my opinion, you can get you can hit the ground running much like you do after SFR when you put milestones in your business or goals in your business that are income producing, that you know are going to take you where you want to go. When you put those in front of you and you start doing actions that get you there, and then you start accomplishing those, the momentum that you feel in your business and the fire that you feel in your soul for what is to come is very much similar to the fire that you feel when you get home from SFR. Because when we get home from SFR, we're fired up about our business. We're like, oh, we can do it all. I can't wait to apply this. And yes, we're tired, but we want to get working on our business because we know Scentsy has amazing things to come, right? And so if you want to feel that in your business, if you feel like you're in a rut, if you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you don't know where to go, you need to be going back to the basics and doing things in your business that get you to where you need to be. And it's very simple, okay? High PRV, so sales, high sales. So if you need to focus on sales first before the sponsoring part, more power to you. So you need to be doing things and following up like a mad woman, putting goals in front of yourself so you can pat yourself on the dang bat and feel super powered up about making $500 in sales this week or $200 in sales tomorrow, right? Do what it takes to get that first leg of success down, high sales. This incentive requires it. So if you're trying to earn this incentive, there's no way around it. You have to be getting high sales. Okay. And then sponsoring and coaching, right? But sponsoring. So for me, my goal this season is sponsoring. I need to be sponsoring more people. I need to be building leadership. I need to be working on that area of my business, but I know what comes first is networking. So when I put the goals in front of myself that says I need to book parties in September and October, I need to have at least 4 parties. It feels like I just got home from SFR this morning with how on fire I felt after booking 2 home parties. So there is nothing like hitting those goals in your business and building momentum, because like Alex said in the beginning, motivation is fleeting. Okay, I can sit here and I can pep you up and I can talk to you and you can feel real motivated for the next 3 hours. And then tomorrow when you wake up, that can be all gone for no good reason. Okay, because you slept. So you have to find and you have to put things in your business that give you that motivation. And these income producing activities, if Scentsy is the vessel in which you want to use to get to where you want to go in life, then you have to be able to say, oh my gosh, I booked a home party that fires me up, because I know that that home party is going to lead to a new network of people, and I'm going to book a party from that. And then I'm going to talk to the host about joining, and I'm going to potentially have customers that are, bringing in high PRV for me and getting me closer to my goals. Right? You have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone to acquire these things. Okay. So that is the best advice I can give you as far as feeling burnt out, feeling nervous, any of that. You have to set all that aside and you just have to do the things. You have to plan it out and you have to just decide you're going to do it. There's no way around it. Okay. I'm done. Go ahead, Alex.
Oh, dang girl, got me fired up there. Okay, so all of that is really, really great. And then what Chantel's going to share is really, really great. I don't have some big aha moments to share with you guys tonight, but what I do want to remind you guys is that it's so important that we are tracking these joint conversations that we're having. Okay. When you get the courage to go for it, when you put the intention into your business to doing the things, to networking, booking parties, finding events, doing fundraisers, going out of your comfort zone, meeting new people, all of those things, right? When you are putting that intention into your business, it's almost a very organic step that these joint conversations start coming. You start seeing really awesome opportunities to have those joint conversations. Like Bree mentioned earlier, someone was saying like, when I have the money, right? Or sometimes people will talk about how bored they are. If I wasn't already in Scentsy, the post I made yesterday saying, what am I going to do with all my free time once Carson goes to school? Like these types of moments are everywhere once you have those business goggles on, you start seeing the opportunity to have these conversations. Okay. And that's talking about outside of people who are already purchasing Scentsy from you. Then you have the whole group of people who are already purchasing Scentsy from you, who already have Scentsy clubs with you, who are already your customers, right? Joint conversations come pretty organically once you have those business goggles on. And so I want to really encourage you guys to be tracking these conversations in some sort. There's a million different ways you can do this. I've done it a million different ways. I've done it with notes on my phone, a pen and paper in my planner. Now I have a Google sheet like Excel where I track it, and I just put the date that I most recently talked to them and any notes that I have, right? And I do this because most likely when you're having joint conversations with someone, they're not ready to join right then and there. Okay. It's not the first time that you have a conversation that they're going to end up joining, probably 95% of the time. Okay. And so it's really important that you are just simply jotting down their name, because you're a business owner, because you want to keep track of leads that you have. These are leads, right? When you are having a joint conversation, whether they say not right now, or I've kind of thought about it, and you've given them info and then they didn't reply, right? These are leads that you do not want to fall under the cracks. And are they going to join this month? Maybe not. Are they going to join next month? Maybe not, but maybe they'll join in October or November when we have an awesome join promo, right? Or maybe they'll join in January when it's the new year. We just never know when those seeds are going to plant and bloom. And so it's really important that we as business owners, or in 3 years, Mandy, you're right. We never know. So it's really important as business owners being intentional with the way that we work, that we are tracking these conversations. Okay. And again, you can do this in many, many, many different ways. Do what works best for you. If you know you're not a pen and paper person, don't go print a tracker. Okay. If you know that you are a digital person, do it online. Okay. Do it in a sheet or a notes or whatever tickles your fancy. Okay. But keep track of these conversations. So some notes that I put in mine are, quit their job to stay home with their baby, or was a past consultant, didn't work out for them, or, said not right now, but has thought about it before. These are some notes that I put in there just so I can stay up to date with, how our conversation went. But definitely be tracking these conversations, because it is going to help you in the future when you are following up, because you absolutely should be following up on joint conversations the same way that you should be following up on your customers. Okay. So that's just my little tidbit for you guys today. I'm sandwiched between some powerhouses tonight. So I am happy to introduce my girl Chantel. She is a superstar consultant out of Indiana. She has a team of, I think last I checked, 24, 25 consultants. This month alone, she has sponsored 3 consultants, and she's gearing up to hit 2,000 PRV. And that is not out of the normal for Chantel at all. That is a regular occurrence. I believe she has had new recruits every single month since she joined last March, I believe. I think she's been a consultant a little over a year. Chantel, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but she is a sponsoring, team building, PRV selling, event doing, party going powerhouse. She is an amazing Scentsy consultant. She will likely be hitting director this month. Fun fact is last month she was 15 GWV away from hitting director by the end of the month, which is absolutely incredible. And so she deserves all of the amazing recognition. We all have a thing or two to learn from Chantel. Have your pen and paper ready. She is very humble, okay, guys, but she is a freaking rock star. So without further ado, Chantel, I hope you're ready, because you are up, girl. You're muted.
There we go. Hi. Thank you, Alex and Bree, for that. So I was asked to do this sponsoring conversation tonight, and I just wanted to say first and foremost that I've learned so much from Alex and Bree, but everybody on our team, YouTube things, everything. There's so much resources out there to look at. But I made a list of some of the things that I do. But to be honest, my first thing is don't make it hard. Because earlier I was asked what are my big things that I do. And I was like, I don't know what I do because I just show that I'm having fun. I show what I get with my Cincy earnings. I show the cruise that I went on that I earned. I show the world tour. I show the Cincy Female Reunion. All of that stuff. And I feel like that is what truly has brought a lot of people to me, is because they see that I'm having fun and they're like, oh, I could do that too. And I'm real. That's the other thing, is I feel like you have to be real. Nobody wants somebody that is salesy, fake, and just wants somebody to join under them for like an incentive. Because let's be real, if you're just having people join for you just because you want to hit that incentive, it's going to be short term. It's not going to continue to roll into something long term. So sponsoring is something that's huge, and it's a gift to be able to do. It's a gift to be able to give to others, to see them achieve goals, to see them grow, to see them have high PRV, to see them recruit new people. Cincy is a gift, and I like to see it as such. And I want everybody else to see it like that too, because Cincy has impacted all of our life in one way or another. So focusing on your why and figuring out how it's impacted you, and then spread that to other people, because that's what people want to see, is the real you, the real reason. And they want to see you be happy. They want to see you succeed, because that right there is going to drive everybody else, at least for me, in my opinion. So that's my top thing, is just don't make it hard. Just be real, just be you, share the Cincy life. It's fun. What's not to love about it? You're sharing stuff that smells amazing and that makes your house look cute. So, I mean, you can't ask for much more on that. One of the other things is to share promotions. So like this month, we have the $99 promotion kit where you get the warmer for September. You're going to get spring stuff and fall stuff. I have had a few girls that I've talked to about joining, and they have asked why they would need the spring stuff. And I've just brought to their attention, those testers, you can use them, you can gift them, keep them for next year if you want, but there's so much more use out of them than just sitting in a bag and a shelf. So really, they're getting spring, summer testers, they're getting fall, winter testers, but they can use those. They don't just have to sit in a bag and be snipped every once in a while. So just make sure that you're sharing the promotion, share all that you get. I mean, it's over a $400 value right now for $99, and you never know what you're going to get out of that. I mean, you could be going on a cruise. You could be going to Hawaii. You could be doing anything like that just from signing up for $99. I am a prime example. I joined March of last year, and I went on the cruise in April of this year. I had no intention of getting that. When I first seen everybody posting about an incentive trip, I was like, sure, it's not going to be me. No intention at all. And then I got closer and closer, and it drove me, and I wanted to hit that. And sure enough, I did. So when people join, I feel like it's my job to tell people that you can do it. It's not for, like Bree said, it's not for the superstar directors. It's not for the high ups. It's not for the people that have been here forever. Anybody can hit it. And I feel like I'm an example, and I share that for sure, because I didn't think I was going to do it, but I did. So share those promotions, share the experiences. Don't be a broken record though. Like, change up your wording, make sure you're not just copying and pasting, make it one-on-one, make it personable with people. That is one thing when I went into Cincy, is I did not want to be spammy, and I still fight that a lot. And I think that pulls me back, because we're all human. We all have our flaws. We all have our downfalls. And one of mine is I feel like I don't want to be spammy to people. So that prevents me from reaching out to people. Well, I'm learning to get over that. I'm learning to find different ways to go about it and to talk to people. So, recognize club members. So recognize those club members that are consistent with what they have in their club. They could be making money off of them. So that right there is a huge thing. I have had 3 or 4 people now join my team that were on the club. One of them joined in July, and she hit certified the end of July, like amazing. And another one, she does it for her discount, but you know what? That's fine. I mean, really, in reality, we are getting 10 to 15% of those Cincy Club subscriptions or you can have somebody that's consistently an active member under your team that is getting a check to pay for food, because we don't get that discount right up front, which I know sometimes can prohibit people from wanting to join. But how I see it is it's a surprise check that you wouldn't have realized is coming anyway if you were spending the money under me, if that makes sense. So recognize the club members, people that spend at least $200 a year. Definitely them, because that's all you have to do for Scentsy. It's crazy. A lot of places require you to spend even upwards of $400 every 3 months to stay active. Scentsy only requires you to have 200 PRV 1 month, and then you're active, well, inactive for the next 11 months following. So really 200 PRV 1 month out of the year, and you're still going to get that discount. Unless they have people under them, which if they're wanting to build a business and they want to thrive and they want to get higher or whatnot, that's all they have to have. And that is a huge thing in itself. So you can tell Susie that she just spent $200 on an order from you that she could have made $40 from, only paid $160, and she can still continue getting a 20% discount for the rest of the year. So definitely share that. Parties and hosting. So I do I've been doing in-home parties, and they are my favorite. I have several booked. I have vendor events galore. I love those. I truly feel like the friendships, the communication, the community is the biggest reason why I thrive so much with Scentsy, because I love communication. I have a 3-year-old, I have a 10-year-old. I work from home with 2 cats and a dog. I can only talk to my cats and dogs so much. So Scentsy helps fill that void, and that's amazing. So I love doing those parties. I love doing the vendor events, and I was scared at first. I will be straight up honest. I was terrified to do them, but I did them, and now they're becoming so much more comfortable, and I look forward to them now. They are so much fun. One of the things that I do is at every vendor event, I have this enter my drawing. And if you've watched one of my other recordings that I've done here, this is how I get people's information. But also, since he provides these in the consultant store, let me get it here. And there's this spot here on the bottom asking if somebody wants to host a party, but there's also the spot about earning extra income. Guess what? I just did a vendor event on Saturday. I folded it over so you don't see this girl's information. Guess what she checked? She wanted to learn about extra income. That is great. You know what? She bought a $5 car bar from me, but she checked that. So I'm going to follow up with her, and I'm going to, talk to her about it, but I'm going to be real as well. So these things are amazing. If you are if you're doing a party for somebody, I always send out a book, like pamphlet. I don't want to say book because that sounds huge, but a paper, small book, reading material for people to do it. And in it, it talks about flipping the party. I highlight it. I put little stars next to it. I put extra confetti on that page. I make sure that that page stands out. Then when we get halfway through the party, guess what? I bring it up again and I say, hey, are you having fun with it? It's fun. Are you liking what I'm seeing or what I'm sharing? What do you think about doing this yourself? And, sometimes I get it, no, it's not really for me or anything. That's okay. Then at the end of their party, like I have one right now that I'm doing. And this girl, she's at $128 in free credit. Like, seriously, she can make so much money off of this. She would almost already be certified. So I threw it out to her again. I said, hey, you know that by doing this party right now, I could flip it to you and you would be making this amount off of your party, which means that you could pretty much get all that stuff that you want for free, basically. She didn't want to, but that's okay. I put it out there and I know I did, but there's other times that it's, pulled them and they're like, oh yeah, that's great. And they've joined. I've also had a few girls that did not flip the party. And then they regretted it down the road because they would have been a little bit further along. They would have had some parties booked off of them. So at that time, I was probably not pushing it as much as I am now. So that's partially my fault as well. And I've learned from that. So that's why now I really do throw that out there several times about flipping the party and turning it into that. The other thing, and the last thing I want to say is just make sponsoring your priority. If you are doing Scentsy for a discount, it's a little different, but if you're doing Scentsy to thrive and to have an ultimate goal, whatever it may be, whether it be bills, paying off a medical bill, taking your kids on vacation, or retiring yourself or your spouse, whatever it may be, sponsoring is what's going to get you higher within Scentsy. When I joined, I had no intention on having people under me at all. I had one person, 2 people, 3 people, still didn't really see it. But I will tell you what, once I hit star consultant and then superstar consultant, I see such a change. And I find it so exhilarating to see those people that choose me to be their sponsor, to go under, to have me as their guide, and to hit those shooting star enhancements, whether or not they get it or not, to hit sensational level 1, 2, 3. Even if they don't hit it, it still excites me when I see them post something on Facebook about how they're excited, because you know why? They joined under me because they see me do that. And that makes me so happy, because I am giving happiness to other people through the happiness that I have myself. So sponsoring priority, focusing on your why, make sure you share it. Don't be like a broken record. Don't make it hard, and just have fun. And hopefully that helps some people. I know it's not perfect. It's not a snap fix all thing, but hopefully that helps you guys. And I really do appreciate everybody so much. Good luck, everybody. I know I can see at least 3 of you in Hawaii, because I know for sure I'm going to go too. So I know you guys can.